chief guest joins.
We'll start by 11 o'clock, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, sir join பண்ணிட்டாரா ma'am?
இன்னும் இல்லை சார், 11 o'clock ஜாயின் பண்ணுவாங்க சார்.
Okay ma'am, okay.
ஓகே சார். ஓ சார் ஜாயின் பண்ணிட்டாங்க. ஹலோ சார்.
Ma'am, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, sir. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Shall we start, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's workshop. The Department of EC, Panimalar Institute of Technology, Chennai, in association with the Institutions Innovation Council, Entrepreneurship Development Cell, IEEE, IETE, ISTE, CSI, IET, SAE, welcomes you all for the workshop on Entrepreneurship Development Phases. I would like to call Mr. Badri Narayanan, Assistant Professor, to introduce today's presenter. Sir, Badri, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Very good morning to one and all present here. And I am very glad to welcome Mr. Amos Gamaleal David, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Panimalar Institute of Technology. He is an ardent lover of technology and student welfare. He believes lateral thinking is very much essential for students to outsmart others and shine in this fast-moving world. He is an eloquent speaker and has given lot of motivational talks to students and has boosted their confidence. He is currently heading the PIT Toastmaster Club as the club mentor. He has completed his BTech Mechanical Engineering in SRM University, and he has completed his MTech CAT in Bharat University, and currently he is pursuing PhD, that is his postdoctorate in Anna University. He started his career as software engineer at Infosys, Mysore. He has worked under .NET platform and later quit to pursue MTech in CAD and then joined Apollo Engineering College as a lecturer in 2008. He then worked at Vailtech, Dr. RR and Dr. SR Technical University. And currently he is working as an assistant professor in Panimalar Institute of Technology. He is having more than 10 years of teaching experiences and 1 year in industry. He has participated in lot of entrepreneurship development events and has a wide knowledge about the skills needed to pursue entrepreneurship as a career. Has played a vital role in developing mechanical students to take up entrepreneurship and succeed in their ventures. And his achievements are, he has got Best Teacher Award in 2014 at Tech Engineering College, and he has received NPTEL Star Award in 2019. I welcome you, sir. And I'm very glad to hand over this session to Mr. Amos, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Badrinarayan sir, and thank you, Dr. Suganti ma'am, for this wonderful opportunity. Let me share the slide. Is my slide visible, ma'am?
Yes, sir, visible, sir.
Yes, yes. Okay, a very good morning to one and all, to all the budding entrepreneurs here who have just joined the session. First of all, thank you to the management. A huge thanks to the EC department for organizing this. This particular entrepreneurship development is one of the most important thing that every student has to undergo during his study period. That is what I believe. And it's good that this is part of our curriculum in our Anna University syllabus. And every department, no matter whichever department you are in, everyone have to undergo this particular course because it is part of our curriculum. So I'm Amos Gamaleal David, working as an assistant professor in Department of Mechanical Engineering. So today we're going to see a lot of things about entrepreneurship, how it's going to play a vital role for you if you're going to take up entrepreneurship. That's what we're going to see today. I hope the slide is visible. Yeah. So there are a lot of ways this particular word entrepreneur is being pronounced. Some pronounce it as entrepreneur. And the right pronunciation for this word is entrepreneur. Entrepreneur. That's how we have to pronounce this word, entrepreneur. It's derived from the French word entreprendre, meaning to undertake. It's a French word. So from this word, this particular term, entrepreneur, has come in. So who is an entrepreneur? An individual who organizes and operates a business taking on financial risk. Financial risk is one of the important factors that every entrepreneur has to undergo. Never mind financial, the risk-taking ability has to be there for you. That is the first and foremost thing. If you want to take action, you have to have the ability to take risk. If you're going to sit in a cozy atmosphere and think that you're going to achieve, this is not the place for you. Let me tell you that first of all. You have to be ready to take risk. That is where an entrepreneur is able to develop his abilities. This term, entrepreneur, it was first coined and used by this person called as Cantillon in 1755. Imagine in 1700s itself, this term and this particular profession, entrepreneur, has come into play in 1755. Just imagine, we are like 300 years before, or at least 250 years, 270 years before, ahead of us, our forefathers, and they have come up with this term, and they were able to do some good things about it. Now, we are going to see about some basic things about, because some may be having knowledge about entrepreneurs, some may not. So let's start from scratch, from square one. The word E in entrepreneur, it stands for, this is just an acronym. It stands for examine needs, wants, and problems to see how they can improve the way needs and wants are met in problems and problems overcome. Examine, you have to, if you are going to become an entrepreneur. By the end of the session, we are going to see whether you and the people, everybody who are here, whether you will be able to cope up with the trend of entrepreneurship. So before that, let us self-examine ourselves through these terms. Examine needs. You should be able to figure out what is the need in your society basically. Let's say there is a problem in your area. If you are able to find out a solution for that, then you are fit for this. Then next, N stands for narrow the possible opportunities. Whenever you look for ideas, what happens is there are a lot of ideas you'll be getting. You will be like puzzled which one to use. Correct? You all might have been in a situation like whenever there's an issue that is happening, you'll come up with a lot of possible opportunities, but you have to know to narrow it down. Narrow it down in the sense to confine those opportunities to one. Maybe putting 2 or 3 ideas together and then finding one solution for the problem. Because if you're going to have more than 10 solutions, then it's not going to work out. That is what the second word N, narrow, stands for. Next, think. Think of innovative ideas and narrow them to the best of opportunity. Because we cannot invent at this point of juncture, because 95% of things in this current world has been invented by the people, all the scientists and researchers and everything.
Excuse me, sir. Amos, sir. You are muted, sir.
Sir, please unmute yourself, sir. Amos, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
I hope the slide is visible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. So the third letter was think. Think of innovative ideas. Innovative, I was explaining about the invention and innovation. Invention is something totally you're bringing out a new thing to the world. Innovation is taking those products which have been already invented, combining 1 or 2 ideas together, and then coming up with something new. That is called as innovation. So you should have that particular capability in you. Then comes R. R is for research. Research the opportunity and idea thoroughly. When you're going to get into entrepreneurship or a business, basically, you have to have a thorough understanding of what this particular business is going to be. Everything, all right from scratch, you should know about what is going behind this particular business. You should be thorough with that. Then comes enlist the best sources of advice and assistance that you can find. Enlist meaning figuring out where you can get these advices. Sometimes your family members can give you very good advice. Sometimes your seniors or sometimes your professors, they might give you very good advice. So based on those advice, you can get an idea for this entrepreneurship. Next comes P. Plan the ventures and look for possible problems. You have to plan it properly. How? From, let's say I'm going to start a business tomorrow. From next 1 year, where will I be? Where this business is going to go? Next 3 months plan, then 6 months plan, 9-month plan, 12-month plan. So you have to plan it. In first 3 months, you have to do certain things. The next 3 months, you have to do a little upgrade yourself to another level. That is where maybe if you are going to do it in a particular area, then you have to go beyond that area and start exploring things in the next area, next realms. That is what planning the ventures. Next comes rank the risks and possible rewards. You're taking risk. Obviously, you have to get something back, correct? Because you're spending so much of your idea, your time, basically. There are entrepreneurs who have worked almost 20 hours a day and with 4 hours of just sleep. So imagine all that effort has to be paid back with possible rewards. Rewards in the sense, in the form of profit. That is what ranking the risks mean. Then evaluate the risks. Evaluate the risk and possible rewards for that. What kind of rewards you'll be getting. If you're going to get a low one, better go for the higher reward. Maybe a governmental reward that you'll be getting. That is what evaluating the risk. Then comes another N, which is Never hang on to an idea. No matter how much they may love it, if research shows it won't work. You better know that this idea that you have, it keeps changing, because the same idea, someone else might start getting it before you start it up. So it's better to have a wide knowledge, so that when this thing fails, you can go to another level. Then employ the resources necessary for the venture to succeed. Employ the resources necessary for the venture to succeed. This is where you need to know the resources, where you're going to get all the material, men, machine, and everything. That is where you employ the resources. Then comes understand that they will have to work long and hard to make their venture succeed. Your team, make sure you choose people who are with the right mindset and with the same vibration just like you. Because just for the sake of taking a team, don't just involve people who are just going to be lazy enough and waste your time. So you want hardworking people right along with you. Just because it's just you are not the one who's going to alone run the company. There's going to be some team. Always have a team to have this particular thing sorted out. Then the last letter is R. Realize and say a sense of accomplishment from the successful ventures and learn from their failures to help them achieve success in the future. If at all, there's going to be any kind of pitfalls or drawback or any kind of failures, you should be ready to learn. You should grab that opportunity to learn from the failure and then use it as a stepping stone and go up. This is what the letters entrepreneur, you can just remember it. Let me go through it again. Examine, narrow, think, research, enlist, plan, rank it, evaluate the risks, never hang on to an idea, employ the resources, understand what you're doing, and then realize the sense of accomplishment. Next, 4 aspects of entrepreneurship. These are most important 4 aspects that we should have. Basic qualities or aspects that we should have. You should be creative. What does the first word say? The blue one, it says creativity. Because you can't just be just like another bunch who's having the same knowledge just like others. Because you have to stand out from the crowd. That is where you get opportunity. So you have to be creative enough. You have to think. You should have lateral thinking. As I just mentioned, lateral thinking is very important. What is lateral thinking? Can anyone just engage yourself, unmute yourself, and can anyone tell me what is lateral thinking? Anyone can you unmute yourself and tell me what is lateral thinking is? Very, very simple thing.
If you want to think.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, thinking before that one.
Thinking?
Before thinking on the person. Yeah.
Okay, so you're almost correct. It's basically thinking out of the box. Lateral thinking is basically thinking out of the box. Okay, you should you should not be inside the box. You should, if 10 students, there is a saying which says, if there are 10 people in this world, in that 10, one person is born to rule the other 9.
Yes, that's good.
If there are 10, I'm just repeating it. If there are 10 people in this world, okay, one person in that world, one guy in that world is born to rule the other 9. Do you want to be in that 9 or that one person who is going to rule the other 9? That's your way of taking it. If you're okay, I'll be in that 9, then you have to, lifelong, you have to be in that set of 9. Or else, let me be that number 1. If you have that attitude, that is where you stand out. All right. Then that is where creativity matters. When you look at things, you have to think in a creative way. Okay. In a classroom, let's say a professor asks you a question. There will be let's say 60 of them are there in the class. Around 40, 50 guys, 50 students, they'll all answer the same idea. But there will be 1 or 2 students in a class who will have a different perspective of that answer. Okay. That is where those kind of people are the ones who are creative. Okay, there might be some students who will just tease or mock the professors or the questions that is being asked. Okay, sometimes those answers works out as well at times. Okay, then you need to have time and effort. Basically, you need to spend a lot of time on this particular field. Let's say you're going to work on a particular field. Okay, for let's say I think majority are mechanical and EC students here. Let's say for ECE, microwave is going to be a field. So you have to work on whatever things that is related to microwave propagation, a lot of communication related antennas and all those things. You have to go ahead and find out what and all is there behind that. That is where your effort matters, and always effort needs time as well. Okay, then you should be very sure of taking the risk. The green one, the risk is a very important thing here. As I said in the beginning itself, you have your comfort zone. First of all, comfort zone and ready to take risk in this particular factor. Then you should be always having this thing in mind. If I do all this, what will be my reward? Okay, when you're running a race, the finish line is a reward, correct? And after that, your first medal, gold medal or silver medal or bronze medal, whatever, that finish line is the goal that been set for a 100-meter race. That is where your reward is. Your reward is, I have to go and touch that finish line as fast as I can. That's what every 100-meter sprint racer, he'll be thinking in his mind. The moment the gun is shot, he'll be focusing only on that particular finish line. Okay, how fast he can go and cross the finish line. That's what he'll be thinking. So that's where the reward, you should always have it in mind. These are the 4 aspects. Then a few characteristics are important for an entrepreneur. Look at the first one. You should be passionate about achieving the goals. If someone, let's say someone, your father or someone gives you an advice, or a friend, or maybe a family member, a relative gives you an advice that go do this business. Okay, if you're going to do it without any kind of passion, just because a person that you know has told, and he is very sure that you will definitely succeed in this, but if you don't have that passion to do it, then it's not going to work out at all. So you should be passionate about what you are doing. Then the spirit of adventure. You know, a long time back and all, this trekking was not a big adventure sport at all. Do you guys remember? Do you guys agree? Anyone? Trekking was not a big adventure sport at all, but now trekking has become such a huge thing that there are a lot of trekking spots in a lot of tourist areas and all. Over there are a lot of trekking spots where people, there are trainers who make you go on a trekking trip and all. So people are ready to go into adventure mode. That's what basically is. So you should have that spirit of adventure in you. Adventure in the sense, not like going into the forest or something and figuring out like Bear Grylls does, no, in Discovery Channel. He basically what he does is he takes risks and gets into a forest or deserts and tries to survive himself. That's not what we are basically talking about here. It's the spirit of doing something which is adventurous, which is out of the box basically. So that's the spirit that you should have. Then comes hardworking and energetic. You should be hardworking basically. Anytime when something is given, a task is given, you should work right through it and get it done. That is hardworking and energetic basically. Okay, getting up at 12 o'clock in the afternoon and doing your work, no, that's not going to work out. If you're that kind of a person, it's never ever going to work out for you. If you're going to wake up at 12 in the afternoon and complete all your stuff before night and going back to sleep again, okay, that's not going to work for you. You have to be energetic. Right from the day starts, you have to start your race as well. Then comes, you have to be self-confident and self-reliant. Self-confident, you know the terms. We have heard these terms so many times. Self-confidence, that you should have. Confidence in yourself, basically. Okay, it's not like someone has to come and tell you, you are confident, so you have to do this, that, and all. That doesn't work out at all that way. You have to have belief in yourself. You have to believe in yourself, and you have to be self-confident and self-reliant as well. It means I can do anything on my own. I can do it. That is the attitude that you should have. Then you should be goal-oriented. As I said in the 4 aspects, work towards that goal. That goal is your focus. That is where your orientation should be. Orientation, you know, right? In engineering, we see orientation is the angle in which things are happening. Okay, when crystals and things are being excited with the help of electric current and all, their orientation changes. Okay, so if those things changes, obviously our orientation can also be changed. If you're not, if there are some people who they'll call he's disoriented, meaning he doesn't have a proper goal. He has no goal in life. Those people are called disoriented, meaning they are not oriented enough. They are not going into a particular path. That is what goal oriented means. Then comes innovation. You have to be innovative, creative, and versatile. Versatile in the sense, any task you should be ready to do it. That's what innovative, creative, and versatile means. And last, persistent and pessimistic. Sorry, it should be, yeah, persistent and optimistic. I put the word wrongly. Persistent and optimistic. So it's basically positive attitude. Persistence. What does persistence mean? Can anyone? I have a surprise thing in the end, actually. We have been hearing this term for a long time, persistence, and it is something that associated with the college as well, but we don't know it actually. Persistence, this word. Anyways, persistence means something which you don't give up, basically. Right? Am I audible, everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you. So persistence, basically never give up attitude. That's what the best character. These are all the characteristics that an entrepreneur should have. Next, there are different types that we have. Look at it. Administrative, opportunistic, acquisitive, incubative, imitative, private. As the word means, administrative in the sense, someone who's good at administration, what you can do, you can start a company which is based on administrative capabilities. Like if a company is lacking in administration, what you can do, you can go and suggest ways to correct that administrative behavior. All right. Those kind of jobs are always available, where you go to a company, set right things for them so that administration becomes normal. That is what administrative entrepreneurship is. Then opportunistic entrepreneurship. This is something which is very common nowadays, grabbing on to an opportunity. Okay. Now let's say the recent there's COVID. During the starting of COVID and lockdown, the need for face masks were huge, correct? Do you all agree to that? In the beginning, there was so much of shortage for face masks, but now it is available everywhere. So there are some people, what they would have done, companies who are closely related to these making of clothes and textiles, they would have started manufacturing a lot of face masks. Okay, if you go to any road signal right now, okay, you can see a man selling a lot of face masks. Okay, it would have just costed him 1 rupee or 2 rupees to make that, but he's selling it for 20 to 30 bucks. So this is opportunistic. Okay, opportunistic entrepreneurship is grabbing onto an opportunity and making money out of it. We don't know how long this particular thing will go, but however long it is, these people can make money out of it. That is what the second category is. Then acquisitive entrepreneurship. Acquisition or acquire. What does it mean? Can anyone comment? Unmute yourself. Acquire. What does the word mean? Acquire. Acquire. What does acquire mean? Can anyone unmute yourself? Acquire. Let's have interaction as much as possible, you know. Okay, let me go ahead. Acquire means something that you accumulate over a period of time. Let's say knowledge, okay, or experience. Clear? So if you are into that kind of someone person who has a lot of knowledge, you can have this kind of entrepreneurship job as well, where you can go and share your knowledge, share your experience with others, and that through that you can make money. That is acquisitive entrepreneurship. Then incubative. This is something that is common in our college. Do you remember? There is something called as incubation cell. What they basically do is they are passed out of our colleges, okay, and they want to do a business, but they don't have a place. So what they do, they contact a college, take the help of a college, they use our resources, okay, and they make products from it. That is what incubation cell is in our college. That is what incubative entrepreneurship is, okay. So you don't have the facility. What you're doing, you're using the facility of someone else, okay, and obviously you're dividing the profit percentage with the person with whom you are sharing the business with, okay. That is what incubative entrepreneurship is. Imitative. Can you give an example of imitation? Imitation means something just like that as another one, okay. An original one is there. Imitation is something which is just like that. Imitation, okay. Can you give me an example for imitative? There are lots around. I'll tell very common ones that you will be able to relate. Imitative. Let's talk about. We have the first this Uber. Okay, Uber was introduced in US. Okay, where people can order a taxi through online through an app, and it'll come to your doorstep, pick you up, and it'll put you in the place where you have to get on, okay, your destination. The same thing has been imitated in India as what? Can you come up with the names?
Ola, sir.
What else?
Ola, Rapido.
Yeah, Rapido. Dunzo is basically a little variant of that. What they have done is they are going to buy groceries for you basically through an app. They are buying it's not about taking you and dropping you. It's about buying groceries for you and delivering your products to another place. All right, because when you go put it in a courier, we are not sure whether it is safe or it might break or something. So what they do, they call a Dunzo guy, and what they do, they just give it to him, pay him, and he delivers to the place where it has to be delivered. So these are kind of imitative entrepreneurship. When it comes to food apps, there are so many food apps. Which was the first one that was started in Chennai, you tell me, or India? The first food app?
Food Panda.
Food app. Food Panda. Maybe I'm not sure, but I think Swiggy came up first, I guess. Okay. After Swiggy, there came Uber Eats, and then so many things. Food Panda, Zomato, so many. There is not much difference at all. The only thing is the hotels that are there in Swiggy will not be available in the other one. Okay. So if you have to choose basically this particular hotel, then you have to go for a particular app. Okay. That's what imitative entrepreneurship. Then comes private. Private is something that is for their own, for their own sake. For example, all the profit that is coming from this particular organization will be for their own self. That is, for example, Facebook. Facebook was it's basically a private organization. I mean, then later it became public when people started. When it was released in through social media and everything. For example, next Tesla. I can tell Tesla is a private thing. He does everything for private business. Okay, because you can't go and let's say there is this Martian colony that is being in the future that is going to be developed. Okay, can you and me, can we go there to Mars? It's not possible. People who have a very huge amount of money, only they can afford to go there and live in Mars. So it's basically a private thing. Then comes, okay, there are so many stuff that are there. Public entrepreneurship is where it is publicly available for everyone. Okay, then there is individual. It is for their individual sake. Okay, Steve Jobs, his business Apple, he owns so much of money. Okay, finally he passed away. Okay, he owns so much of money it came out from Apple. So he held a huge shares in Apple company. That is individual entrepreneurship. Then mass entrepreneurship. Mass. Let's take a catering, for example. Okay, for a marriage, a catering company is doing catering. He's doing catering for a mass people. Okay, that is where mass entrepreneurship comes in. Then small business, large company. So it depends on how much of money your company is able to invest and do. If it's going to be less than 5 lakhs or something, or 15 lakhs or something, that's going to be a small business. Okay, if it's going to be more than that, crores. In crores means it comes into large company. Then scalable startup. There's something called scalable startup. In this, what happens is it starts off as a normal one, and then it is able to scale up, meaning as the demand grows, if that product is becoming a hit, and if the demand grows, what happens? The startup is going to enlarge itself. It's going to expand itself. That is what scalable startup means. Then social entrepreneurship, something which is happening in a lot of places now. There are a lot of societal related organizations, NGOs. What they do good for the society. So any social cause, okay, based on that they do business. That is social entrepreneurship. Then there's something very important called as entrepreneurship. Okay, who is an entrepreneur? Those who are just if you're in a third year and if you've not studied the entrepreneurship subject, entrepreneur is a word which is somewhat related to entrepreneur. But who is an entrepreneur? I'll tell you. Entrepreneur, a normal entrepreneur, he is the boss of his own company. But what this entrepreneur does is he is inside a company, but he has all the freedom, okay, to do his own research, basically. Okay, so he'll be in a company, working in a company under a boss, but he can innovate certain things and he can come up with new ideas. That is what an entrepreneur is. Entrepreneurs have to take risk, but entrepreneur need not take risks because there is a boss who will always pay him even if he fails. Do you understand? So which is better, do you think? Entrepreneur or entrepreneur?
Entrepreneur, sir.
Entrepreneur. But there are not such big hearted bosses in this world, who's ready to pay you even if you fail. Okay, there are very few people, and there are few entrepreneurs in this world. Okay, then technopreneurship. Technopreneurship is the one who takes technology and starts making business out of it. Okay, there are a lot of instances nowadays. I have a lot of slides in which I'll be telling you about technopreneurship. Then cultural, based on our culture. Okay, we are based in a culture. If I go to a different state, there's a different culture. Based on the culture, okay, I can do business. That is cultural entrepreneurship. Then international. If you have succeeded in our country or in our state, then you are going pan-India. Then what you can do, you can go international, in international level. That is where you export stuff to other countries. That is where international entrepreneurship comes in. Then eco is something which is slowly growing up nowadays. It has come to a level where it is known, but it's not being taken up seriously, because ecology, our ecosystem, eco-friendly products. I believe I heard about a person in Karnataka, I guess. Karnataka or Andhra. There they have developed a carry bag, okay, which is right now we are all using plastics, right? Plastic carry bags with very less microns. That is what government has asked us to do. Okay, according to the norms, the microns have to be very less to a particular range only so that it can degrade itself. But these people have figured out a carry bag which is totally eco-friendly. It has the same capacity to hold the same thing how a plastic carry bag can hold. And after you finish it, okay, after you're done with that, what it can do, you can just go and dispose it and it will degrade very quickly, because it is made out of cellulose. Just think, a cellulose are the things that degrade so easily. Okay. Excuse me. So these kind of people have to be encouraged in our country so that these kind of products are being taken to another level. This is ecopreneurship. Then agripreneurship. Okay, we say that agriculture is the backbone of our nation, and there's a lot of things that are happening in our world. I mean, in our country, in the north right now. Okay, agriculture, if we leave this, okay, we will not have any kind of food, and we have to start depending on some other country for the food. So lot of research and lot of research funding is available for excuse me, agripreneurship, okay, where you can start developing new equipments for farmers and new ways of cultivation, okay, all that, because nowadays a lot of things are become hybrid. Now people are starting to go to organic. Okay, there are a lot of organic shops nowadays, which these organics are the ones that our forefathers used to eat. But then things started changing and hybrids started coming, and now we are going back to organics again. And now organics are much costlier than what hybrid is right now. Okay, so look at the situation that we are in. Then entrepreneurship, this is something that is totally new. Entrepreneurship is for people who are of transgender, that particular category. Okay, there are a lot of companies who actually do this help for transgenders so that they can come up with people, or they can make these transgenders work in. There are big-hearted people who do that, especially top companies like AT&T in US and IBM. All these companies, they have a particular percentage of quota for transgenders in their companies. They are free to come in and work. And even in our country, Infosys is hiring transgenders into their company. So gender doesn't matter nowadays. Then commercial e-entrepreneurship. E-entrepreneurship is something that you're doing online. Domestic trading. State is something that you're doing with the help of state government's help. Joint venture. Joint venture is the last one, in which you and one more person together, you're joining and doing a business. That is joint entrepreneurship. Now, this is the important thing in this particular webinar. What are the process that we have to undergo? I'm going to give you a lot of stories now. So if I'm boring you, just get ready to hear a lot of stories. How entrepreneurs' stories have come up, I'm just going to tell one by one. Okay, identification of opportunity. That is the first thing. Okay, identification of opportunity. So you have to identify an opportunity first. So it's basically like opportunistic entrepreneurship, because there are a lot of opportunities available around us. We are confined to only one thing, that okay, I can't do it. This is the attitude that we have, correct? Oh, that is something that is great, a big thing. I can't get into that kind of thing. So this attitude has to be first taken off. As I said in the beginning, we have to be ready to take risks. All right, calculated risk, basically. All right. So identification of opportunity is the first process or phase in which this particular flow chart goes. Then comes having a clear vision. After identifying the opportunity, you should have a very clear vision. Okay. Then coax towards others towards your vision. You have to form a team, basically. Then resource the gathering, creating the venture, and bring adaptability with time. Now we're going to see each one in detail now. Okay. So identification of opportunity. All right. I'm going to tell about this man. Can anyone just tell me who is this man?
Dhirubhai Ambani.
Yes, it's already put up there. Okay, and what is he famous for? Can anyone tell me?
Reliance.
Yes.
Textile business. First textile business, artificial saris.
Yeah,
cotton saris.
Very good, very good. Synthetic, basically synthetic saris. Okay, so this man, Dhirubhai Ambani, he hails from Gujarat, basically. Okay, then he is from a very humble background. Okay, he's not, his fathers are not big, very rich people or something. Very medium class family, not much of things. But what he did was, when he had the opportunity to go to a foreign country, he went to Yemen, I guess. Okay, Yemen. He went to Yemen and came back to India. Okay, through this process, he had learned a lot of business making opportunities. So when he came back here, he found out that there is an opportunity to take the textiles, the handlooms that is being developed by the villagers. Okay, the handloom, that is handloom in the sense, we call it as basic things that people do it in villages. Okay, like Tamil Nadu we have Kanjipuram silk, like that. Okay, Gujarat there are villagers who used to do this textile, but they didn't have the opportunity to take this and sell it in the market. So what he did was he made sure that he collected all these textiles and for a price, and then he sold it with his brand name for a different price. Okay, so he found out that there is an opportunity for textile, and later over a period of time what he did, he started his own handloom industry where he did synthetic textiles, and with that brand name, the brand name was Vimal. Have you heard about Vimal? Vimal, Vimal shirts, pants, and cloth material and all, Vimal suits. Have you heard about it? This brand is actually the first brand that the Reliance Group actually started. Okay, just imagine from there, and imagine, just think, they lived in a 2-bedroom apartment, it seems. All right. Now, have you heard about the house that Mukesh Ambani has in Bombay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. World's richest house.
World's richest house, and the current electricity bill itself is some lakhs, it seems. Just imagine. Okay, that is the state from where they were and where they are right now. So what he basically did was he detected a problem. Okay, the villagers, they were not able to deliver the goods to the people in the higher community. Okay, so he acted as a between a mediator or something, and then later he grabbed onto that opportunity and started making money out of it. Okay, then a lot of things happened, and communication, all those Reliance communication, everything came up. He found an alternate solution, and he visualized the market. If I do this now, what will be the future? He visualized it. Okay, that is where his his quote also, they will say, "Karlo dunya mutti mein," something, it will be written in Hindi. Okay, the world is in your hands. That's what I mean, I guess. Karlo dunya, whole world is in your hands. Okay, that's what it means. Visualize the market. Then having a clear vision. Who's this person? Can you all see? Elon Musk. Yeah, a very famous person nowadays. Okay, he's working on a lot of projects, especially the hit one, which is the most hit thing right now. That's being talked over. SpaceX, the reusable launch vehicle. That's what basically is famous for. Okay, because once a launch vehicle is being launched from Earth, it has to totally disintegrate on the way. Okay, everything will totally one by one, it will disintegrate, it will fall to the sea basically, and it will go deliver the particular product, the satellite, to the orbit, and it will disintegrate. But what he has done is reuse that same space vehicle for some number of times. It's not like n number of times, to a particular number of times, to reduce the cost basically. That is it was a huge difference. Okay, it made a huge difference, and even NASA, they have tied up with SpaceX for launching certain satellites and objects which have to go to space. Okay, so that is a hit. And then Martian colony, right now he's been talking about how he is very sure that he will definitely build a Martian colony. Martian is basically people of Mars, but still no one is there. If we go there, we'll be the Martians basically. Okay, so there he's planning to have a colony, okay, a gated community kind of thing over there where people can go and stay and then come back. All right, and he's in full-fledged mode. We don't know how it will go about. Yeah, so that's what it's been working on. Hyperloop, does anyone know about it?
Hyperloop, futuristic, fastest.
Fastest way of commuting basically. Okay, so if you're going from one country to another, either you have to go by a very long train journey or by airplane, okay, aircraft. But through Hyperloop, I can go from a country to country in just hours, just minutes basically. That's what they say. Okay? It's basically levitation kind of loop, inside a loop. That capsule will be there. The capsule will be traveling from one place to another in very short time. That's what Hyperloop is. So he is developing that also. And a company called as another Virginia, I think, Virgin. They have actually done a testing in Hyperloop, and they have succeeded in that as well, carrying 2 passengers currently. Okay, so they are in a race. Virgin Loop and Hyperloop both are in a race right now. Then coax others towards your vision. Who is this man? Hello? Yeah, Narayana Murthy. Okay. He is basically an electrical engineer. Do you know that? He did his UG in electrical engineering. Okay. Something totally irrelevant to doing right now. Okay. So it doesn't matter which department you are from, you can always switch over in case of opportunity when it comes. Okay. He started off with 7 members, including him. Just imagine. Okay. So 7 members, 6 excluding him. He would have gone and spoken to them basically, and he would have checked whether his mindset and all the vibration, everything, whether they are all on the same page as him. Okay, that is how the 6 members that he would have formed a team. Okay, in Mysore, they actually made this happen. Infosys group of, at this point of time, what happened was India was booming with civil and mechanical basically. Okay, there were a lot of mechanical components that were being produced. Like example, steel manufacturing was at peak, and then construction was at peak, civil. At this time, he was sure that a software company is needed in India, and he developed this Infosys group okay, basically. So he formed a team, a different skill set. Understood? A different skill set, which is not currently the trend. What was the trend at that time? Mechanical and civil, steel and steel manufacturing, and the other one was construction was going on. But this time he analyzed that skill set, a different skill set, software was needed. That's where Infosys started. Next comes resource gathering. Okay, do you guys remember? I think you might have been in school. How did Geo start? You remember? They gave it for free. Remember? All the data usage
For a year.
for a year, correct? You remember? But now, how much do they charge for each and everything? Okay, but recently they have come up with, even for talking, for call time also you have to pay. That's what it is. But Geo to Geo it is free. But if you're going to talk to another user provider, service provider, then you have to pay for that. That is how it has changed. So look at a strong business plan. He started off as free. The moment it was set free, all you have to do was only have an Aadhaar card. Okay, just go and show the Aadhaar card. They will just scan it. I'll use your finger as a proof. Okay, you don't need any other proof. Just Aadhaar card proof. Use your finger. It will automatically give you a number. It's not like you can choose your number basically. Okay, it will automatically give you a number. Okay, the software that they had, and people were like bonkers on this. Everybody rushed and got a Geo. Okay, even though they might have an Airtel or Vodafone or something with them. Okay, that time BSNL basically. Now what has happened? He brought out this plan which had 4G. Okay, all the highest data speed and everything. So people, even though they had one basic connection, they went for an alternate connection through this. Now, recently, you know what is the thing that they are following. If you are in a previous connection, you can easily change to Geo. Did you notice that advertisement? Yes, in just one step, you can change to Geo. So it's basically like everybody come to Geo. That's what their focus was before. Okay, so they had this strong business plan. Okay, and powerful pitching ability. What guys know what is the pitching ability? What is the word? The word pitching ability. Pitching. What is pitching? In business, this word is used.
Presentation. Perfect presentation.
Yeah, perfect presentation. And it's basically like when you are talking or doing something, okay, you are triggering that person to accept what you are doing. That is what pitching is. Okay, let's say you're going to go start business. Okay, and you make sure, even if the person is hesitant to do business with you, you talk in a way, you advertise in a way that you fall for them. You understand? That is what pitching ability is. Got it? that this particular capability is very much needed for an entrepreneur. Pitching, okay. Then attract venture capitalists. So he basically attracted a lot of people who can invest in his business, and he actually overtook his own brother's business, okay, Reliance Communication, that totally went to the lowest, and they actually have to sell it off, okay. But he actually paid the debt for his brother, okay, when the Geo was started. Okay, this is resource gathering. Then creating the venture. This man is very famous nowadays. We don't know where he was before, but now he's very famous all over India for his power. He's a tycoon in power generation, Adani Group. Okay, in Tamil Nadu near Rama, we have the south, right? Ramapuram. Over there, okay, they have developed the world's largest solar power plant. Just think, okay, they have invested so much of money and they have developed the world's largest solar power plant. Okay, with the help of government, they have done this. Gautam Adani is the person. So what he has done is basically taken a proper place. Okay, resources at the vicinity. Okay, the Tamil Nadu, this particular place, Ramanathapuram, sorry, that place Ramanathapuram, it is one of the places where not much of rain and there's a lot of sunlight available. Okay, so they have chosen this place. So they have chosen a proper place for this particular business. Next, bringing adaptability with time. Bringing adaptability with time. Look at this. What happened to Nokia? Do you guys remember? What happened to Nokia? Hello? Nokia story. Can anyone share it? Which is the famous Nokia phone? 1100. I've heard of this model. Maybe you're not from this generation.
Yes,
I
sir,
basically started off with Nokia only when we bought mobiles and all. So Nokia's Nokia's 1100 is one of the famous and the most sold. It's a record break, I believe. Okay, most sold mobile in the world. Okay, but when iPhone started coming in, when iPhone released its first mobile, okay, Nokia, they were not able to compete, okay, with Apple. And what happened was, Nokia's story basically is mismanagement. Basically, the people in the company, they were afraid, okay, the middle managers, and what they did was they were afraid that if we tell the CEO that our product is little inferior, basically, okay, the OS that they were using was Symbian. Okay, Nokia's OS was Symbian, whereas Apple's OS is iOS, correct? Their Symbian software OS, okay, it was not as good as iOS. So they didn't tell the CEO or the upper people in the company, okay, higher people in the company, that their software the OS is not so good. Okay, because if they tell it, either they'll be fired or they'll be put into more pressure to develop another OS so that it is very good, compatible with, competing the Apple's OS. That's what basically happened. So they just kept it within themselves and they didn't want to upgrade themselves, basically. Because of this, Nokia's big failure happened. Okay, and now they are bouncing back. You guys would have seen. And now it has been bought by Microsoft. Nokia has been bought by Microsoft, and Microsoft is putting in a lot of effort so that the brand name is kept. Okay, now they are slowly coming up. Just last week, I heard that Nokia, in just opening sales itself, so many million phones were sold. Okay, the newest model that they have just come up. Okay, then this is something that we have to very sure about. SWOT analysis. Okay, if you don't know, just look at it: strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. SWOT analysis is anything. If you're doing a project also in your college project also, you can do this analysis actually. What is your strength? You have to jot it down. Okay, write it down. What are your team strength? What are your weaknesses? Those weaknesses have to be changed to your strength. Okay, then opportunity. What are all the opportunities that are available? You have to figure it out. And then what are all the threats that are there when you start this particular project or business? These 4 things have to be always taken care of whenever you're doing any kind of project. Basically now you're just in 3rd year, so you have to always do this when you're doing a project basically, or when you're going for an entrepreneurship. So threats basically is, if I start this business, who else and all who are all there in this particular field, what kind of issues I'll be facing. Okay, those things you have to always monitor. Then startup. This is what a startup is basically is. You have to innovate, idea, goal, business plan, money, team, and scalability. Okay, this is what a startup is. Have you heard about this website, kupatoti.com? Has anyone heard of it, guys? The term sounds very colloquial. Hello?
No, sir.
No, okay. This is something which was started in the early 2000s. Okay, they are a bunch of engineers actually. Kupatoti.com's owners, they are a bunch of engineers. Okay, just passed out. What they did was they basically developed this website through which they collect electronic waste, eco-friendly and electronic waste. Okay, and they go sell it to the people who actually take it for a higher price. Okay, in their website, if you go and check, each and every material that they take, that rate will be mentioned. Okay, if you have time, just go and check this website. Okay, it's like for copper. Okay, for copper, how much money do they actually charge for taking a kilo of copper, like that, or maybe a kilo of plastic or a kilo of paper? Every day you can go check this, and if you just contact them, they'll just come and pick it up from your house and they'll pay you and go. Okay, this is something that was innovative that these guys have done. Okay, kupatoti.com. Then this particular Instagram story, would you like to hear? Yes. Am I boring you?
No, sir.
Oh, okay.
No, sir.
Okay. Look at this. This is how Instagram started. Instagram is owned by Facebook right now. Do you know that? Yeah, you know that.
Yeah.
Okay. Before Facebook, it was owned by two guys called as Kevin and Mike. Okay, Kevin and Mike. So what happened was basically this Kevin, he's not from coding background at all. Means he's not from IT or CSE background. Okay, in just at night, okay, during night times, what he used to do was he used to do a lot of courses, and through that he learned coding. Okay, after work, morning he'll work, during evening times and night times he'll just try to learn coding. Okay, in 2000s he learned this particular coding technique, and what happened, he developed his first HTML5 prototype called Bourbon. Okay, BURBN actually, Bourbon. Bourbon biscuit, chocolate biscuit, Bourbon. Okay, it's from that term because he liked bourbon, it seems, bourbon biscuits. So he has named his software as Bourbon, which is basically the initial stage of Instagram. Okay, he gave it out to his friends to use, basically. Okay, that's what he did. He made his friends use this particular HTML5 prototype. Then he went for a party. Okay, this is all happening in Silicon. Okay, he works in the Silicon Valley. Okay, where Microsoft and everything is. Clear? So he went for a local party in which all the investors and CEOs, they all came in. Over there, he spoke to a person. Okay, and they were very sure of investing money into this particular prototype called Bourbon. Okay, then he was very happy about it. Then he took the next step. What he did, he resigned his job and started doing this full time. That is where he got a funding of $5 million. Look at it. Okay, sorry, $500,000. $500,000. He got the funding from just investors alone. Okay, through that he worked, and then he found another co-founder called Mike. Okay, who had the same interest, and that's how they kept going on and on and on and on and on. Then what happened? There was a problem. Okay, the photos that were there, it was the app, the model was not so good. Then they had to change it and then rename it as, it's basically only for photos. before. Okay, you can just upload your photos, and it's not like you can upload whatever you want. Okay, it's only for photos, and still it is only for photos, and later it got updated to videos as well. And then they renamed this at Instagram, and on a very fine Monday morning they launched it, and just few months itself, hardly months, it's not years. Okay, look, it is said that few hours actually. Okay, in few hours itself, people started downloading it, and it became a huge hit. And it came to the eyes of Mark Zuckerberg actually, and then he bought this company. Okay, Instagram. Okay, this is the story of Instagram. Then Angry Birds game, have you all played it? Before PUBG, this was the only game we used to play, right? Clash of Clans and all. Before that, Angry Birds. Okay, look at it. Just three guys started a company. They made 51 games, imagine. Okay, they made 51 games and went almost broke because none of those games were hit. Okay, then wanted to make one last game. Let me give it a try. Okay, one last game they made, but during that making of that game, they sketched 10 ideas a day for that. Okay, and one day what happened, when they were sketching all this, Angry Birds concept came in. Okay, that is where Angry Birds became a hit, and now it has been taken as movie also. Part 2 has also come. Okay, this is how people have come through. Okay, then you can just check how many companies that Facebook has bought. Basically 88 companies. Just think, we only know WhatsApp, Instagram, and few. These are some certain things that you can just. Oculus, do you know that? Oculus, have you heard about Oculus? Guys, Oculus is a VR software. Okay, VR basically where you can
One of the best VR consoles and VR headsets.
Yes, headsets. It has been bought by Facebook, and Facebook, they are the owners of this. Okay, and then lots and lots. You can just go Google everything. 88 companies are being owned by Facebook, either directly or indirectly. There are a lot of indirect ownership as well. Okay, but these are all certain. This Instagram, CRT Labs, LiveRail. LiveRail is an advertisement software. When you're checking out, if you just go check Google, while you're just googling India vs Australia match, okay, today, if you just check it, and if you get into Facebook, what will happen? Automatically, all the information that's related to cricket will be coming into your Facebook page. That's because everything are interrelated. Okay, that's because of LiveRail. And then there are a lot of things I can tell. Okay, then funding, there are a lot of fundings and schemes that are available. Okay, Atal Incubation Center, where they're ready to give 10 crores over a period of 5 years in batches. Yeah, if you have very good idea and if you want to start a business with that, you can just go for Atal Incubation Center. Okay, and then New Gen IEDC. Okay, New Gen IEDC. This is another type of venture where rupees 25 lakhs is being provided for startups basically. So these are all just for entrepreneurship. Okay, then MSME. Okay, MSME, very famous government or Indian government's initiative. Okay, MSME, through that you can get assistance. And for women, basically there are a lot of funds that are available for women. If women are ready to take up entrepreneurship, government is ready to give a lot of schemes. There are a lot of schemes. You can just go to any bank, okay, any nationalized bank, and the women, ladies and girls who are there, you can just go and talk to those people there, and they'll be ready to give you fund. Okay, basically, or just on 25,000 initial money, they'll be ready to give you to have a startup. And if you're a degree holder like engineering, after you finish your degree, they're ready to give you at least 2 lakhs to 5 lakhs as initial funding for your startup. Okay, that's what women entrepreneurship platforms are. And every bank, they are all ready to. But the thing is, people don't know all this. That is the awareness of all these things are not known for many of them, and they keep on struggling, and finally what they do, they just give up on the idea and just go ahead with a normal life. Okay, and self-employment group for NGOs and self-help groups, there are finances available. Then if you are very good at making pots, okay, artistic things, okay, like drawings and all those things, this particular scheme is available. Okay, this is something that is available. Swaraj credit card. Okay, through that you can get your. Then for agriculture based developments, as I said, agripreneurship, we were just seeing it. Through that, what you can do, you can get 50 lakhs. Imagine 50 lakhs of money for developing something that is totally new. An equipment for agriculture which works on electronics and coupled with mechanical, all those things, intra-related things you can do. Through that, you can get venture of 50 lakhs. And then Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, very famous one, PMMY. Okay. Through this, there are different levels for kids, for youth, and for adults. So basically for that, there is a lot of funding available. Then look at this, all these startups, all these schemes by India. Startup India, Aspire, Mudra. There is a separate ministry for this, skill development entrepreneurship. Okay? There's a separate ministry which is monitoring all the entrepreneurs, but the only problem is people are not ready to take up entrepreneurship. So that is a big drawback in our nation. So these kind of programs are conducted so that you get awareness towards entrepreneurship and take that risk, okay, and do this particular entrepreneurship. That is where this thing stands out. Okay, Atal Innovation Mission, there is a scheme like that. And EBIS, have you heard about EBIS? EBIS, just like a how we have Urban Clap, you know, where you can ask someone to come and do plumbing work at home, or maybe electrical work at home. Okay, you can just go book a person at Urban Clap, right? Just like that same thing. Okay, it's available in government portal as well. This EBIS is for people like that. Okay, where if I want to find a electrician near me, I can just go register myself in this particular portal, and whichever electrician has is in my area, if he has registered himself, I'll be able to see him, and I can call him and I can ask him to go do the work at home. You understand? Same kind of what is available in a private sector, same thing is available in government sector as well. And then this is for especially for EC students, multiplier grant scheme. It's based on the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. Okay, they are ready to give you funds. Okay, grant for especially for developments in products which are based on electronics background. Okay, and crowdfunding websites are there. Okay, crowdfunding is one of the top-notch thing that is happening right now. Okay, Kickstarter.com. Through this, what you can do, if you have a very good idea and if you are lacking in money, basically, okay, you don't want to invest much on this, but you want people to invest, and you have to just go ahead with the design and bring up the product. Means you can go and register yourself in Kickstarter. Okay, Kickstarter, and then if your product is liked by people, and if your idea is liked by people can start funding you. Basically, people start putting money into your account directly through this website, and you can start doing your work. Okay, and then a lot of crowdfunding websites are there. Kickstarter, Indiegogo, this is an Indian website. Patreon, Crowdfunder, GoFundMe, Fundable, Crowdcube, Crowdfunder. There are so many different funding websites that are there. May I know the time, please? What is the time?
12:10.
12:20. Okay. We are going to complete
12:10, sir.
12:10. Okay. So look at it. Crowdfunding products. Have you heard about this product? Pebble Time smartwatch. Okay. This is a smartwatch. Okay, which has a lot of advanced technology in it, which was actually funded through Kickstarter platform. Just think. Okay, this person who had this idea, he just posted it on Kickstarter, and his goal was to get how much? $500,000. That's it. But look how much he has raised. Look at it. 20 million he has raised just because of crowdfunding. Okay, this happened in the year of 2015. Okay, in just 32 days. Just think. So that's how good was his idea. Okay, so the better the idea, Okay, look how many people have funded him. 78,471 people have funded him. Okay, so this is a very good platform where you can expose your ideas. Look at this flow hive. Honey collection is a very tedious task, because you'll get stung by the bees. Got it? So through this, okay, flow hive, it's a concept. He has posted it on Indiegogo in demand. Okay, through this, see what was his goal. Can you see what was his goal? This $70,000, but how much he has raised? 14 million. Just think, each and every money that has come in, he would have invested in his product. Okay, and just 56 days. Okay, number of funders, how many are there? 40,457 funders have funded this particular project, Flow Hive. Then comes Coolest Cooler. These are all products that you may not be knowing. Just have a look at it. Coolest Cooler, it's like a portable cooler. Basically, when you go for a picnic or when you go for outing or something, okay, to cool your beverages and to keep your products cool. So basically, the goal was how much? Just $50,000, but how much he has raised? 13. So people are generous enough to fund you. Only thing is your idea has to be unique. Okay. Then comes this just like a game, okay, a card game kind of thing. The objects in these thing are very different looking, okay, like dragons and those kind of thing. So it's just a game, like a cardboard game, okay, like how we have Ludo and those things. Kingdom Death is just a game. This game, okay, was developed by this idea was given, okay, and only he was expecting $100,000, but he got $12 million, and he was able to create this product. Then this travel jacket, okay, this travel jacket has neck pillow. If you want to sleep, okay, it has a neck pillow which can be inflated and it can be put on your neck. Okay, it is all attached to this jacket. Then it has an earphone holder. Then it has an eye mask. Then drinking pocket. You can just put a drink inside this pocket, a sachet, drink the sachet inside this pocket, and it'll have a straw. The straw that you can just sip the drink. And then passport. You can keep your passport inside. Microfiber cloth it is made up of. Then there is a sunglass pocket for this. Then there is a phone pocket where you can keep your phone, and where a pen and stylus for the phone can be kept, and a tablet also can be kept inside a pocket at the same time. And then hand warming pockets are there, where you can just keep your hands inside your jacket for your warmth, basically. And then there is a charging point in this jacket, and then blanket pocket where you can keep your blankets, and then gloves. This all thing in just one jacket. Just imagine, Bobox travel jacket. Goal was just $20,000, but he has raised $11 million through this. So it is basically the idea that matters. So you should be able to gauge your idea, where your idea will stand. It's not like you are coming up with an idea which is not it's not going to work out or something. Okay, if you're going to have an idea, you should be very sure that this idea will definitely be a hit. If you're going to that level, then you can go ahead and register yourself in all these things. Then Exploding Kittens, it's a game. Okay, for people who have pets, no, kittens, basically who are dog lovers and cat lovers, they actually buy this particular product. And then Ouya. Okay, Ouya is another joystick. Okay, usually all the joysticks, the gaming joysticks, all these things are made by either Sony or big Microsoft companies and big companies. Okay, but these people have designed it so that this particular norm, okay, where you have to definitely buy it from a certain person, which is of high cost. Sony and all is cost so much. So through these people, you can get it for a lesser price, and it is more handy as well. Okay, these are all some crowdfunding products that we have come up. Okay, this is a self-assessment tool. If you have just 5 minutes, just you can go through this, okay, where you can find out where you stand basically. Okay, if you are in a mobile phone, you can just take a screenshot of this. Again, you can try it as an assignment. Okay, whether you'll be able to cope up with entrepreneurship or not. This is just a self-assessment tool Okay, I wanted to have it like a Google form where you can fill it up, but the score and all can't be gauged for everyone separately, so there was an issue. So I just put it up here. Take 2 or 3 minutes on this. Just have a let me read it out for you. Desire. Okay, do you have the desire basically? So you have to rate yourself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In this, which one you'll rate yourself? Highest is 5, lowest is 1. Okay, so based on this, you can just rate yourself. In self-confidence, how much do you rate yourself? And then energy and health, responsibility, patience, function well with uncertainty or ambiguity. Okay, through that, how much you rate yourself. Okay, and accept feedback well. Some people they don't accept feedback at all. Okay, if you go give them a feedback, okay, what they'll do is they'll just throw it in the bin basically. That attitude we are not supposed to have. Feedback should be taken if you're going to become an entrepreneur, because those simple things will help you out. Remember, yeah. Then aggressiveness, initiative or aggression, perseverance, and then low support needs, self-discipline, self-confidence, work well under pressure. Because if you're under too much of pressure, if you explode yourself and start screaming at people around you, then it's going to be very difficult for you. You have to hold that pressure down. And you should be calm and composed and do this works properly. Then comes good people judgment. You should be able to judge people basically. And then you should have the problem solving capability. Then communicate well. It doesn't matter. The language is not a barrier at all, It's not like if you know only English, you have to do this. There are so many people without knowing English, they have come up so well in life. Okay, I'm not sure whether have you heard about Vasant & Co in Tamil Nadu?
Yes, sir.
Vasant & Co group. Okay, I don't believe he has very good English knowledge or something, but he has succeeded in life. He has such a huge firm now, and you guys know how his journey started. Okay, he just took the chairs from a nearby shop. Okay, he just took the chairs and he just made an agreement with that particular shop owner. Okay, where he was, the other company was selling furnitures. I'll take one chair from your company. Okay, let's say it is 5 rupees. Okay, I'll give you 5 rupees. Let me sell this in my place. Okay, he takes one, keeps it in his place. There's a person who comes and asks how much it is. He says it is 6 rupees. Got it? He took it for 5 rupees and he's selling it for 6 rupees basically. And then what he's doing, he's taking the 5 rupees and going and giving it to the person from whom he got the chair, and 1 rupee is his profit. This is how we started. Just think what a humble beginning. And now he recently passed away because of COVID, I guess. I think so. But look at the venture he has. They are all over Tamil Nadu, and I'm not sure whether they are all over India. They are all over Tamil Nadu. Okay, everywhere you go, they have all the electronic goods and everything that is being sold in Vasant & Co. That is one of the great examples of, you need not have, a language is not a barrier at all. But at this current scenario, okay, English is important. Okay, you should be able to at least tell, clear, you should be able to express yourself in English. Okay, at this scenario, it is important. Then value money highly. And as I said in the beginning, you have to be creative enough. Just take a snapshot of this in your screen, in your mobiles. If you're on mobile or laptop, just take a screenshot of this and just try to write it down and find out how much you score. If you're scoring above 60 out of 85, you can very well go with entrepreneurship as your career. Got it? If you're going well above 60, this total score, you can go about with entrepreneurship. That was his assessment. Okay, this is what I wanted to tell. Have you guys noticed something at the, what is the thing here in our college logo? There's something which I noticed when I joined our college. What does it say? Guys, are you there?
Persistent initiative triumph.
Did you guys notice it before? Have you guys seen it?
No, sir.
Yeah, see, this is something that very much relevant to entrepreneurship. Okay, persistence. Okay, in Tamil they'll say Vida Muyarchi Vishwarupa Vetri, they'll say, no. It's very much similar to that. Persistent, initiative. Initiative means something that you do. Initiation, you're taking something. Triumphs means who wins basically. Okay, who succeeds. Okay, so persistent, initiative, triumphs. And you take those first three letters, what does it say? P-I-T. That's our Panimalar Institute of Technology. So you should know that the goal, this thing is kept not just for namesake. There is a huge thought that has gone behind this particular tagline of our college. Okay, then there's this saying: if opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. A different saying, What does the actual saying say? Opportunity knocks the door only once. Do you guys remember a famous proverb? They'll say, okay, opportunity knocks the door only once, but it has changed now. If the opportunity is not knocking your door, what you should do? You build the door. Okay, if it doesn't knock, why are you worried about that? Okay, anyway, you build the door and you start making an opportunity. Got it? Then another saying: life is too short to be working for someone else's dream. Okay, someone is the owner and you have to work for his dream. What happens to your dream then? Okay, life is too short, so start exploring yourself. And if you're very sure of a dream that you will be able to succeed, then go ahead with your dream and not work for someone else's dream, basically. Then Warren Buffett, one of the richest person, okay, someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. A very beautiful thing. Okay, because he's sitting in the shade. Okay, sitting in the shade means a shadow of a tree right now, because he planted the tree long time ago. Okay? The tree has grown. Maybe he would have planted like a sapling. Okay, a small plant basically. Now the tree has grown and now he's relaxing himself because he has done the hard work long time back. You understand the concept? Understanding here. He has done the hard work long time back, and now what he's doing, he is churning out all the good things from that, and he's enjoying his life right now. Okay, so that is what basically entrepreneurship. So basically you have to have risk-taking capability. That's what I want to tell. Okay, and I hope this session was to an extent useful for you. I hope so, because I had to go through a lot of things to prepare these slides so that I can motivate you in a way so that you take up entrepreneurship in the future. And this is what is needed in our country right now. Entrepreneurs are very much needed in your country right now, because if you don't take the initiative, then we have to start depending on other countries for our products to be bought. So that is where entrepreneurs are needed in our country. That is what our government, whether now or before, no matter whoever the government is, they have been strongly pushing this entrepreneurship to another level so that people start taking this as a job and doing it. Starting new business is very much needed in India, and I hope you will become the future entrepreneurs of our nation. And I'd like to thank EC department, Dr. Suganti ma'am, and Arun sir, basically, for giving me this opportunity, beautiful opportunity. And this is the first webinar that I gave, and I hope I was able to meet the needs of the topic. And thank you very much. And
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Participants, you can
Any
ask any
questions?
questions.
Any questions that you have, you can.
So there is a query in the chat box.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me check, sir. So entrepreneurship is a career path for freshers and interesting, but even a small dip or petty mistakes in the path may lead to brain drain of efficient minds, which in turn causes major impact in the nation. Sir, how would they equip themselves to jump those brain drain? Yeah, brain drain is something that my friends, they all had to undergo during when I finished my UG in 2008. They all started leaving the country, and all their knowledge, everything is being used in the. That is one of the things that that's happening now. Only thing is you have to be patriotic, basically. Okay, who has given you the education? This country has given you the education. So you have to work for the betterment of this nation. That is the idea that you should have. It comes from within, basically. Okay, it comes from within. If you think that, okay, I can make money in another country, then it's all up to you. You have to have, and obviously a dip will be there. Okay, as I said, failures definitely will be there. You should be ready for that. Okay, and if that failure comes, you should not just give it up over there and I'll be like, okay, I'm not going to go ahead with this. That's not the attitude that you should have. That's basically not at all the attitude that an entrepreneur should have. So if there's a small dip or a small issue that is being that is happening in your company, in your startup, you should be able to talk it out. Basically talk it out with your team and try to get over it and go ahead with the next step. I hope I answered your question, Jayashree. Any other questions? Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. On behalf of Panimalar Institute of Technology, Institutions Innovation Council and Entrepreneurship Development Cell, I would like to express my sincere thanks to our workshop speaker, Mr. Amos, sir, for enlightening us with his knowledge, sir. Thank you, sir. Today's workshop was full of knowledge and interesting things, sir. You taught us from the pronunciation of entrepreneurship to how to become an entrepreneur. Given examples from kupai30.com to Instagram. So it was a useful session for us, for students also, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Okay, sir. So on behalf of everyone, I would like to share this small e-memento as an effort of appreciation, sir. Please accept this one, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Please stop sharing your slides, sir. I want to share them.
Thank you to all the participants who were listening to me patiently all this while. Thanks for responding to me in between as well. There are so many students who are responding to me. Thank you for that. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your valuable time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Arun, sir.
Wonderful segment.
Thank you, sir.
Participants, please fill the feedback link that is provided in the text box. Once after completing the feedback form, you can leave the meeting.